Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Average Joe Dividends YouTube channel. This is portfolio update number 166. This is the second half of the week buy video where I deposit $100 into this Average Joe Dividends taxable brokerage account over at M1. And on Thursdays, what I do is I pick 5 different stocks and I put $20 into each of those. So let's just take a look at the portfolio performance here. And I just have it on the 1 year view. I'm still up 7.09%. And when you count the dividends in there, I'm up by 11.52%. So obviously, we've been on a slide here because of the tariffs. But I mean, look at overall, though. I was in the 220s last April. So really, while it's not a good feeling to see things go down, hey, this is a buying opportunity. And a famous person once said that the stock market is the only market where people rush to the exits when things go on sale. So to me, this is a buying opportunity. And over time, I'm very confident that the stock market is going to recover as well as reach new highs. When that's going to happen, we don't know. But I think, though, in the near term, we could see more drops or it could recover quickly. We just don't know. That's why I just dollar cost average into my taxable stock brokerage account, just like I do with my 401k. With every paycheck, I just keep investing, and to me, that's the best way to do it and to build wealth. And let's go to the activity log, and we'll kind of catch up from the last video. In the last video, those were the buys that I did, and there were some dividend drips in here. And these buys are based upon the 2 dividend drips, KKR, Yum Brands, and my deposit that went in. Actually, rather, it was Amgen and Yum Brands were the dividend drips. KKR and American Express were the buys, and that's based upon my allocations in the portfolio and what was underweighted. So American Express and KKR became underweighted based upon my allocations. So we'll go ahead and we'll take a look at, also there was a dividend that came in from Exxon, $12.77, and then that was dripped in back into the portfolio, and it bought more Exxon. The 12.77, that bought 0.11515 shares of Exxon there. And then we see the 5 buys. There's 2 cents that were remaining in the account, so I applied those 2 cents into the 5 buys as well as the $100 deposit. And again, these are my picks, and these are selections that I thought were on sale and also before the ex-dividend date. So first up was HPQ, or just HP Inc., $20, and that bought 0.69385 of a share of HP. Then next up is Kimberly Clark, and that $20, that bought me 0.14197 of a share of KMB. And then next up, Illinois Toolworks, $20, that bought 0.07937 of a share of ITW. And then next is Oracle. Oracle had a great dividend increase there. It was like between 13 and 15%. So my Oracle dividends are going up quickly, and so I decided to buy some more of Oracle, and that bought 0.13584 of a share of Oracle. And Oracle, what they do is they seem to increase their dividend every other year. So they've been a nice stock appreciation as well as dividend growth. So kind of that 1-2 punch with Oracle. And then lastly was Merck, and that $20 bought 0.21035 share of a fractional share of MRK. And what we're going to do next is we're going to go on over to my Google Docs spreadsheet, and what I do is I tracked I track this portfolio as well as my total net worth. We're going to update that sheet with the new fractional shares of those 5 positions where I bought more fractional shares of it. And what it's going to do is it's going to increase my dividend income going forward. And we'll also look at some historicals on the portfolio to show that even though we're down a little bit recently, that this portfolio has really had some nice gains over time. So let's go on over to my Google Docs spreadsheet. I'll leave a link below. You're welcome to look at the sheet or even use the sheet, put in your own stocks, and you'll have to do some entering of your own information because I doubt you have the same exact stocks that I have. But you can see here as the company ticker symbol, and then the share price is pulled using a Google Finance function, so you have to put your own ticker symbols in there. And you can see I have different shades of green, and that represents the first month of the quarter, the second month of the quarter, and the third. We are in March, so we are in the dark greens. And you can see here's the share price, the average share price that I've bought into. Here are the shares that I own. And you can see for Starbucks, I own even 18 shares. Here's the value. Here's my cost basis. Here's my gain or loss. And then here's the gain or loss in percentage. Anything above 25% will be in green. So KKR, you can see my gain or loss there. And then here is the dividends per share. These are quarterly in white. And then anything in blue is going to be monthly. You can see like O and BST. And then SCHD has a variable dividend. Every quarter they announce a new one. So next week we're going to get a new quarterly dividend for SCHD. And then here is the current yield for each of these. You can see anything above 5% is going to be in green, like O Realty there. And then here's the yield on my cost for O and the rest of them. And here's the pay date. Everything on this sheet is arranged by the pay date. And here are the dividends received so far. The last one was from Exxon. And you can see the 1277. That was the dividend that I was paid. But look at the next dividend with that drip. I'm going to be receiving 1288 in June 11th approximately. So just 3 months later, I'll be receiving more just with the dividend drip there. You can see here's the total dividends that have been paid to me with each position. And take a look at like the dividends that SCHD has paid me, or look at BST. Over $11,000 in dividends I received there. And we can see so far I've received $97.14 from dividends in March. And we can see the last increase. Most of the stocks I have in this portfolio, they increase their dividends every single year. Of course, Oracle is an exception because they increase their dividends, seems like it's every other year. And we'll go down to Oracle, and it was a 13% dividend increase. And we can see the next dividend that's going to be paying me is $7.31. But this is going to be going up because remember, I put in $20 and bought more fractional shares of Oracle. We can see though historically, my last dividend I received in January was $5.53. We're going to receive at least $7.31 on April 24th, but it's going to be more than that because we're buying before the ex-dividend date and we bought more fractional shares. And we can see here's the increase month. March is when Oracle does this. I mark it as variable because it's every other year. So I can kind of see when we're going to have some more dividend increases. I'm not sure if I have any more outstanding for March, but we'll see if we have any in April. Like April, Procter & Gamble, hopefully we get like another 7% increase from Procter & Gamble. Southern companies due in April as well. You can see though, there's just multiple ones per month. Qualcomm is another one, and then Travelers. It looks like that's it for April coming up. So what I've done is I've hard-coded the current dividend, like for HP, and we're going to see it change on the next dividend. Once I update the sheet, I'm going to grab some data from M1. We're going to update the sheet, and it's going to change these. And we're going to go through those one by one, as well as the cash flow is going to change for the monthly cash flow, quarterly, and annual. I've hard coded that. We're going to see it go up over here. I'm going to go grab that data from M1, and then we'll see the change here. So from the holdings tab, what I do is I grab everything starting from the name column. We go all the way down, and we grab this data. I'll just do a simple copy, so I don't have to type in the new number of shares or my average share price or my cost basis. It's going to automatically change this once I paste special this into my sheet on the M1 data tab. You can see where it lines up the shares, cost basis, and average for each of these, starting with SCHD, BST, and so on. So I'll do the paste special, values only. It'll update the sheet here. We'll go back to dividend portfolio and we'll see those changes here. And first up, HPQ. So here is what the dividends would have been on April 3rd for HP, moving from 745 to 765. And then Kimberly Clark moving from 1349 to 1367. And then next up is Merck, moving from 1248 to 1265. And then Illinois Toolworks up into the $9 now, from $8.98 to $9.10. And then Oracle moving up from 731 to 738. You can see these are just baby steps with these small buys, but as I keep doing these week after week, year after year, these numbers just keep climbing. And we'll take a look at the cash flow average now. For the monthly is moved from 1,046.91 to 1,047.15. And then quarterly cash flow average moving from 3140.72 to 3141.46. Then the annual moving from 12,562.89 to 12,565.85. So what we're going to do next is we're going to take that monthly cash flow average, the 1,047.15. We're going to put that on the monthly average dividend tracking tab. We're going to scroll all the way to the bottom here. Put it right here for the new monthly average dividend, 1,047.15. And we'll see what the difference is. So I added 24 cents of monthly income with that $100 deposit. You can see they are baby steps, but again, I'm doing 2 buys per week, and there's other things that move the needle, like Oracle. And it was a 25% dividend increase, but I put 13 on the sheet to show like an annual. So every 2 years, if they're doing a 25% dividend increase, I'm happy with that, because just that alone, this was not even extra money put in. This was an event of just holding Oracle. It added 49 cents of monthly income to the portfolio just with that dividend increase. You can see what the Exxon drip did. That did 4 cents of adding to the monthly income. Here is the last buy. It was only 10 cents because it bought positions like KKR that pay a lower dividend. And I like that because I want to have balance in the portfolio. I don't just want to buy more stocks that pay a high dividend today, like a Verizon, and they only do 2% annual increases. I want to have a good variety of stocks that maybe pay a lower dividend but increase their dividend double digit, like an Oracle. So that's why I do that and have such a diverse set of stocks in the portfolio, is because I'm going to have good dividends today and even better dividends tomorrow. So let's go on over to the dividend tracker tab. I've been doing these videos since January 2021. You can see the portfolio value there, and you can go back to older videos of mine and see all this, what I've been doing over the last 4+ years. And we'll go to now 2025, and here's the portfolio value now. But look at just over a month how much has changed. But November 2024, we're pretty much at all-time highs as well, and went down and recovered to all-time highs again. This is going to happen again, but it's probably not going to happen in April. I think this is going to probably play out for much longer than that, but I guarantee it that we're going to have higher highs than this. It's going to be down the road. It's going to be down here. Could be 3, 4, 5, 6 months. It could be a year. It could be 2 years. But that's okay because I'm going to be buying at those lower rates along the way. And it's kind of it's almost like a rubber band effect. When you're buying in when things are down, once it does go back up, that rubber band snaps back even harder because you've bought at the lower price points for these stocks. So we can see here's the dividends paid in March. Here's where we're at so far. And we can take a look at March of last year what the total dividends were. This is going to be a high paying month because most of my stocks are paying in March, and I think it's going to be above the $1,600 mark. That's, of course, if SCHD comes through and doesn't have a dividend below 20 cents. I'm predicting 21 cents for SCHD, and we can take a look what their dividend was at. It was at 0.2645 cents. So I'm being pretty conservative at the 20-cent mark, and we'll see what it's going to be at. But even if it's at 20 cents even, I'm going to be happy with that. So let's go on over here. We'll take a look at, here's the average monthly dividend, and this is with the update of the $100 deposit there. So I've added an additional $3.25 to the portfolio monthly income. So that's an additional $3.25 I've added just in the month of March alone. And it's a month-over-month gain of 0.31%. And then here's the annual dividends, which I write off on the dividend portfolio tab. And then we've added $39.05 of annual dividends. And here is that deposit. So we're up to $400 in deposits. Let's close the video out on the total net worth statement. It's going to be a little bit depressing because I was at 1.8 million not long ago, and now we're in the 1.7, who knows, 1.6 after. We'll see when we get to the bottom. But this portfolio over here, M1, this is about 15% of my total net worth. And that's why I have these individual holdings in here, is because I have a very big foundation of ETFs out here in like VTI, VXUS, VTSAX. So I have a good total stock market index foundation with even international as well. And over at Vanguard right now, it's at $450,000. I have an IRA, a Roth IRA, taxable brokerage account. Here's my current employer 401k. It's all in the S&P 500 index fund. I wish I would have done this from the very beginning when I first started out with work in the mid 90s. Actually 96 I think is when I opened up my first 401k. I had a mixture of like stock and bonds and things like that. I wish I never would have wasted my time with bonds. I wish I would have had 100% stock and even some like growth in there. And right now, since I'm older, I just have it in an S&P 500. Of course, what I'm doing is not investment advice. That's just, I could have just kept it simple with an S&P 500 from the very beginning, and I would have had a lot more in my IRA. And over here, this is my prior employment from my current employment, and right now that's valued at $669. It would have been much higher if I just would have kept it in an S&P 500 and had no bonds in there whatsoever. So here's the dividend portfolio. Here's my 1-year emergency fund over at M1 getting 4% interest. Here's my 6-month emergency fund over at Synchrony and getting 4% interest as well. And over at Capital One in my savings account, this is like a 2-month kind of buffer I have over there. And then US Bank, I have a checking account over there. What I'm doing is I'm doing direct deposit of my paychecks and then moving things out, paying bills out of US Bank because I'm doing their promotional offer to do direct deposits over there. I'll let you know how it goes to earn bonuses. I'm going to probably do a separate video on that, and I'll let you know how it's going and let you know if I think it's worth it. And then here's my home value, and then here's my liabilities. Here are my credit card balances, which I pay off every single month. I don't carry a balance. And I also opened up a US Bank credit card to get a $250 bonus if I spend $2,000 in 3 months. And I'll let you know how that goes as well. And then here's the FNBO card, the balance over there. And then here is my mortgage balance, and I'm paying extra to pay that off early. And here's my total net worth. I was over $100,000 higher just like it seems like a week or two ago. But you know what? I'm not panicked at all. Sometimes though, the thought does creep my head of, wow, maybe if I could have moved everything to cash, I could have avoided these drops. To me, it's not worth it. I stay invested, and I keep investing because I think that's the best way to do it, because you don't know where the bottom's going to be, and then if you're late getting back into the market, you miss those gains. And a lot of research has shown it's hard to time the market getting in and out of it, because you have to be right twice, and of when to get out and when to get back in. And a lot of research has shown it just doesn't work, and that's why I just stay the course and keep investing. So here's the breakdown between stocks, home equity, and cash. And I was over $100,000 in cash before I made my last mortgage payment. So I think it's going to happen again once I get my next paycheck, which will be actually a week from now. I think it's on the 20th is when that will hit. But once I start getting above that, we'll see. I'll start moving money out. But that's going to be a little while after I pay taxes, because I think taxes are going to push me down between $3,000 and $5,000 of a cash outlay going out there. So probably too much information, but just kind of being, just kind of showing you guys, what I'm doing and what I kind of face, and just kind of being, kind of open that way. So here is pre-tax, my net worth. Here's after tax, and U.S. and international. And even though my net worth has dropped, look at my starting point from November of 2022. We're way above that point. Even if we had something happen, we're a long, prolonged recession. They keep talking about how a recession is likely, or things like that. But to me, we have been in a recession for probably 3 years now, and that's my opinion. But I think the government's been hiding it. We've been in a recession, and they've redefined what a recession is to hide it. But that's just my opinion. And so we could even go below this, and I would still stay the course, because that's how much I believe in my methods. And I've seen it before. I've been through kind of a couple downturns. So, and here is my average monthly dividend. And this is the goal of when I turn 59 and a half, is to just, or even before then, is to just live off the dividends alone, and not have to sell any shares or pull any cash out. I would just be pulling the interest out of accounts and just the dividends. You can see what that average monthly dividend is from all sources, and $3,500, that's counting everything. That's pretty good. And again, by the time I'm 59 and a half, this is going to be a lot higher. Since I'm reinvesting dividends, I'm reinvesting my own money, and then also the dividends increasing in my investment. So that's all I had to show you guys for the video. We'll go over the buys again, the 5 buys. Here are my selections: HP, Kimberly-Clark, Illinois Tool Works, Oracle, and Merck. If you get value from the video, please click the like button. Also subscribe so you do not miss future videos. I hope everyone has a great rest of their week and a great weekend. Everybody take care.